Wow!
What's up, YouTube? Wow here, and welcome to another book review. Well, if you're an artist, you must be wondering, how do I get my stuff out there? How do I get noticed? And how do I find an audience? But a lot of us cringe at the idea of self-promotion. In the book, Show Your Work, 10 Ways to Share Your Creativity and Get Discovered, Austin Kleon will show you how to put your work out there while getting really good at what you do. If Steal Like an Artist was a book about stealing influence from other people, this book is about how to influence others by letting them steal from you. Please subscribe and make sure to check out my last video on Steal Like an Artist by clicking here. Let's get to the first idea. You don't have to be a genius. In fact, be an amateur. There has been this false idea about creativity, especially the lone genius myth. An individual with supernatural talent just tucked away in a cave or a studio, working all day on his craft, alone. And when inspiration strikes, he turns his ideas into a masterpiece and releases them to the world. And the rest of us just stood in awe of their achievement. Names like Mozart, Einstein, Picasso will probably come up when you think of a lone genius. Well, let's debunk the myth here. There's no such thing as a lone genius. The truth is, creativity doesn't happen out of nowhere. In fact, great ideas are often birthed by a group of individuals. Many of the lone geniuses we think of today are part of a Scenius, where people support and look at each other's work, copying, stealing, and contributing all at the same time. It's like a social club where people collaborate with one another. We live in an age now where it's easier than ever to find your seniors. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, hashtag whatever. And you don't have to be rich, famous, or have a fancy resume to join one. Find your seniors. Pay attention to what others are sharing or not sharing. Look for places where you can contribute with your own efforts. And don't worry about how bad it is at first, because the truth is, everyone started out as amateurs. I love the idea that regardless of where you are in life, we should always retain and embrace the spirit of being an amateur. Amateurs are like small kids learning. They are not afraid to make mistakes or look ridiculous in public. They're more than happy to try new things and share results. They see endless opportunities in every situation. There is a quote in the book that says, "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few." The point is that amateurs see themselves as lifelong learners. And don't forget that the world is changing at such a rapid pace that it's turning all of us into amateurs. When the lead singer of Radiohead, Tom York, was asked what his greatest strength was, he answered, "I don't know what I'm doing." Well, I smiled when I read that because I really don't know what I'm doing on YouTube either. I'm just experimenting and trying out new things to get my message out there in the open. I believe that if you share what you love, the people who love the same things will eventually find you. This leads me to idea number 2, share something small every day. As an artist, you must take every opportunity to connect with your audience and get into the habit of sharing what you do. But when we first started out, we often feel like, I have nothing to share because there's not a final product yet. What we tend to forget is that your audience is more interested in the messy process of building the product than the finished artwork itself. People want to see the behind the scenes stuff, like how a cake is made or a piece of furniture is built from the beginning to the end. How you share it doesn't matter. It could be a blog post, an email, a tweet, or a short video. And don't worry about being perfect. It's just a way to connect with your audience. Nowadays, social media is a great place to start sharing the day-to-day process. For that reason, please follow me at Wow Book Review on Twitter and Instagram. I post quotes that I come across while reading and creating videos. I hope you find them as helpful and inspirational as me. Another reason you want to build the habit of sharing daily is because we never know how your post will influence others. We're all in different stages of our lives. Just because you have seen or heard of something 1,000 times, it doesn't mean that everyone else should know about it too. That's the curse of knowledge, biasly assuming that others should have the same knowledge too. It's important to get things in front of your audience and see how they react. Well, when I was younger, I used to have this question about the purpose of going to school and the point of getting good grades. Is it for your career, for money, or for fame? I was really never satisfied with what I heard until I read a passage from an author to her children. It says, "My dear children, I ask you to study hard, not because I want you to be rich or famous, but because I hope you will have the freedom to choose in the future, to choose your own career instead of being forced to make a living. Having that choice is very meaningful." Wow, thank you, Long Yin Tai. Thanks for putting your work out there and for opening up my eyes. Now, on to the third and final idea for today's video. Learn to take a punch and stick around. It's inevitable that the more people come across your work, the more criticism you'll face. You've got to be ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's true that people say you can't control what criticism you'll receive, but you can always control how you react to it. Well, it is still very difficult to be unemotional when facing criticism. There are those who care about you and what you do and will give you constructive criticism for improvement. Those are the people you want to be open to their suggestions. But there are also the trolls, people who are not at all interested in what you do, only deliberately making offensive and hateful comments with the goal of upsetting you. The more you engage with them, the more you make them feel happy and successful by eliciting an angry response from you. The counter move is to ignore and never feed them. Use the block function on social media, but just know that you'll get the troll problem at some point. It's part of the deal by putting your work out there. And of course, it's such a cliche to say that don't quit, stick around, and keep going. It's true that the people who get what they're after are very often the ones who just stick around long enough. I recently restarted the 16-8 intermittent fasting plan. I said restarting because I did it once before, but it only lasted for a very short time. And that's the thing. It's easier for anyone to eat healthy for a day, to hit the gym for a day, to commit to something for a day. However, when it's drawn out over weeks, months, or years, very few can stick to what they started with. So here's a tip on how to become more successful in whatever you want to do. Forget about the years, the months, or the weeks. Just focus on having a great day today. A great day of working out, a great day of reading, a great day of writing. A day is perhaps the only thing you have control over. Jeff Bezos once said, if he can make 3 good decisions a day, that's a great day for him. Even for the richest person on the planet, 3 decisions a day is enough because he understands that building something substantial takes time, a lot of time. But look, a blog post a day, you will have a novel in a year. 20 pages a day, you will finish 30 books in a year. 1 pound a week, you will lose 52 pounds a year. What do you need to accomplish to make today a great day? Stick around because success is nothing more than a few good decisions executed every day. Now I have a final question for all of us. How do you have time for all this? Austin Kleon was asked by a lot of his readers. Well, here's the truth. You always have time for the things you value enough. Think about the first time you met a girl or a guy and there was that spark, that chemistry between the two of you. Hello, I never heard anyone say, "Sorry, I don't have time for you." So when we say, "I don't have time for it," what we are really saying is, I don't value it enough. You may have to miss an episode of your favorite TV show or sacrifice an hour of sleep, but you will always find time for the things you value enough. So here's a challenge for all of us. For the next 30 days, when you find yourself saying, "I don't have time for this," please rephrase it to, "I don't value that enough," and say it out loud. This has really helped me to re-examine my priorities in life. And sometimes we'll need to have that quick reality check. Folks, that's it. Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. 10 ways to share your creativity and get discovered. Leave me a comment below and let me know what stood out to you in this video. Thanks for watching. Words of wisdom. Peace out.